Connecting to chat. And now I will click record. And now I will open this thing over here. And I will create. Nope, what word? And I'm going to copy the invite. Oh, yeah. And I'm gonna put the thing in there. Bum, 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 bum. And now I'm gonna say that we're live on the thing. So many good songs today. Like, just
very good.
Singing about what I do. The other day, one of my coworkers was like, Ben Hatton, I sing everything I do now because of you. And
because of you.
I never strayed too far. Okay. So just so you know, because this is a new adventure, and because I got a fancy adventure deck of cards.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
From I got it from Eurene and Renee for my birthday.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet.
They also gave me a picture frame and a picture of of the girl with the pearl earring blowing bubble gum, like blowing a bubble gum buddy.
That's dope. I like that.
Delightful.
Because one of my things that I do is I like download every time I come across someone like making a parody of it. I just like screen capture it. I have like hundreds and hundreds of people just do it. I don't know why. I like the squirrel with the pearl earring. I like the Uncle Scrooge with the pearl earring. I like the pearl earring with the girl, which is just like a tiny face on the side of a pearl. I love all of that.
Oh, that's delightful.
The shrimp with a pearl earring.
Are you telling me a shrimp curled that earring?
Yep, a shrimp curled that earring. Yeah, like I can't stop collect. Like I can't say like I collect them all because I don't turn them all into prints and have them on my wall in a weird way. Although I should.
That does
You should have a pearl earring room.
Make a collage of pearl earring.
It's no longer sounding like a word or two words rather.
Anyway,
just get enough that you can make one of those big digital collages, though.
And just blow it up and put it on my wall.
And when you zoom out, it looks like the original.
I mean, it'd be amazing. Like, I don't think I actually have the technical capacity to pull that off, but holy fuck, would that be great?
That'd be so good. It'd be so goddamn good.
Be amazing.
You could commission a graphic designer to do that.
I was gonna say, like, if you get all the pieces, you probably could find somebody who's good and able at doing collages like that.
Are you good at able at collages like that?
No.
Oh, I thought
collages like that.
I thought Paxton was like, I know you're an amazing artist, Jackie. So I thought Paxton was like selling you up, like, oh.
I mean, my job is graphic design. It is not my passion, but I am good at it. I am not good at that. I think that is a special skill that takes time to get good at.
Yeah.
Get good. All right.
Good.
All right. So here's the thing. Here was my anyway. So we're starting again. Both of you need new adventure cards, and I've reshuffled the adventure deck. So I was thinking, since I'm technically never supposed to see them, so to be surprised. Yep. I mean, I also often forget, but if you guys, but you also can swap cards. I was just reading, like, there's swappable cards if you want to. You can play them on other people. Yeah, the rules are like they're anyway. What I was gonna do is I was gonna close my eye and pull one up and show you and the people and be like, Jackie, this is yours. Memorize it quick. And then
I'll just write it down.
Write it down. As opposed to usually what I've been doing is taking a picture and putting it in so that I never see it. If you all are okay with seeing each other's cards.
I mean, I don't mind seeing the other.
I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna.
The only issue I might have is description is super important, and I don't necessarily know how well I'll be able to get that from you holding it up to the camera.
Okay, well, maybe I'll just take a picture then. Well, I'll show it up to the camera, and then I'll take a picture and give it to you. But I'll try to keep my eyes closed, or forget.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
You've got kids. Have one of them take the picture.
Oh my god!
Oh,
And then upload it.
gosh.
All right. Ready? Jackie, can you see this?
No. You gotta lift it up.
Oh.
Oh, I know which one that is.
Okay.
Do you
Oh, cool. Yeah, you don't have to send me a photo of it.
Okay. All right. Ready, Paxton? This
Yes.
one's for you. Can you read it? Is it backwards?
Let me see. No, I've got it. I'm just perfect. Okay, I got a screenshot. That's even better.
All right.
Oh, smart. Shit, I'm dumb. I'm just writing it down.
All right. Was the text backwards?
No.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
I was like, is this science? Anyway, this is my left hand. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, great. No, it is. No, it's not. All right. So, we are now. I guess I should talk now.
Probably.
Okay, welcome to Liber Novus, the Savage Worlds actual play stream using the Savage World system. Someday I'm gonna write this motherfucker out and actually know what I'm. Anyway, it is in a homebrewed urban fantasy type world. You just think our normal sort of world, except that there are ghosts and goblins and aliens and angels and demons and doppelgangers and wizards and witches, and we've just had this normal world, and it's all so many, and they've all sort of lived our lives in this shadowy other side world, occasionally that they refer to as the Mysteria, and they come in and it's sort of like a very I would think magical Men in Black is the way to think about it. Except not Men in Black because, none of you wear suits. The characters...
but I could.
I know, you could wear a suit.
Good.
You know the difference between you and me, Strephon? I'll make this look good.
Yeah.
Strephon probably be like, yeah.
I'm not that good.
You're not wrong.
Other things. So, I am Ben Hatton. I am the GM for this game. Thank you all for joining us today. Hello. Hello, you see the hat. Hi, Allie. Thank you.
Hi, Allie.
You could wear black. Couple things. I put actually in the Discord or in the chat here on the stream, the link to the Discord if you want to join it. I am also going to put a link to the today. I gave this to you already, my friends, but I'm going to give this as well because I'm going to also put it on the Discord. The link to the important document that this is just on Google Docs. I made this doc. I made this book of mysteries.
Oh, is this?
Has it been updated?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
There hasn't been anything added to it.
No, that's fine. I know that. Didn't you have it shared in the Discord?
I don't remember.
Yeah, the Bucky Snuffles journals under
please.
clues and handouts.
Oh, under clues and there is a clue.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, if you're not on the Discord and you want to see the sort of things that we're referring to, this is the thing. Okay, why don't we take a minute to introduce ourselves? And I've already done that. So, Paxton, go.
Hi, I am Paxton. I am
and not a robot.
Copying a. Okay, yes. Hi, I'm Paxton. I use he/him pronouns. Yes. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted thinking about things. I play Strephon Daly, who is an oracle who hates his body and his body hates him. You can find me on Twitter at I just spaced on my Twitter handle, sentimental_boy. You can also find me on various Discords and stuff. I have a blog called Indefinite Growths. That is also the name of my Tumblr blog. And let me see. I appear on the Applied Materials podcast, as well as on the YouTube channel Roll for That, if you want more of me.
And who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Yeah. All right.
I am Jackie, she, they pronouns. I'm playing Amy Wers, a very unsociable, angry, pretty lady with a sword that looks like an umbrella most of the time. Social media that you can find me on Twitter, I am at Good Ship Sarcasm. You'll know me by the Strawberry profile picture. I don't think that will ever change. But more often than not, I'm found on various actual play podcast Discords, including but not limited to Orpheus Protocol, Tabletop Squadron, Sounds Like Crows, and RPG for You and Me.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, my friends. When last we left our two characters, you all had just gone through a kind of an ordeal where you were asked to find an event is the best way to play it. Yeah, you were asked to look into a happening by a organization known as the Great Press, which is an oracular machine, as best as you can tell, that out of Baltimore. And you were asked to work for them because you are both members of the 1001, a loose organization of individuals led by the enigmatic Morrison Lemire, and whose goal is to keep the stories going, protect the stories. That's his thing. And you were asked to do this. It was mid to late August. You discovered a sound cult, a being of some power, and you were dispatched. And you dispatched it with the help of a very friendly salt golem named Massima. Upon returning with the knowledge that you had, the Great Press gave you a invitation to give to someone named Bucky Snuffles, who you knew to be a sentient, anthropomorphized otter, and who was sort of like a Paris Hilton of the Mysteria. Sort of like lived off the Snuffles are a very powerful humanoid otter family on the East Coast, and like they have their finger in lots of Mysteria hotels and developments and stuff. They mostly
literally Hiltons.
Yes,
okay.
Very much. And they mostly work with like the midnight markets, which is a loose conglomerate of like underground bazaars that are owned by three demons of commerce, but that's another thing. You're not worrying about that today. Those underground bazaars, those are basically like the Walmarts of the Mysteria, like the big box stores. You like go underground and everyone's like, oh, Eye of Newt in aisle 12, stuff like that. Anyway, so you were supposed to deliver an invitation. You gave it back to your contact in the whatchamacallit, in the 1001, and went about your way healing. So you're all healed up from all the damage you had. You're all rested. It's been about 3 weeks since then, so you're in sort of the late teens of September, and you're relaxing. And it's interesting because there are so many like ancient beings in the Mysteria. How communication travels is very slowly, it changes a lot. So like there are some like secret websites and whatnot, but most of it is still done like by paper or gasp radio shows. Because like when you're a dragon, I mean, just think about your like current real life parents learning to use like the phone. Like my dad still is like holds the phone like this, like very hard for him. He's like jabs at it with one giant finger. Anyway, imagine if you're a dragon. So you all get the newspaper. There is a newspaper, and Bucky Snuffles is dead now. He died the day before. He died like the day before you received this. And it's front page news. I mean, no, it's not. It's like page 3 news. It's the news of, like, again, celebrity gossip. Bucky Snuffles has died. He briefly disappeared from his usual scene. So you're reading that. Where do you all hang out when not on cases? There are safe houses and lodges. Just mechanically, a peek behind the curtain, I integrated the lodge system from Reapers into this. Rippers. The Reapers. No, I integrated the Rippers lodge system on this. Are you all in a big city? Where do you guys think you hang out? Where have you been relaxing? The world is your oyster.
Trying to think of where Amy would want to go. Like,
I mean, the two of you do get around by motorcycle and sidecar, so.
I do not have a sidecar on my motorcycle.
Oh, right. I forgot. You guys get around by motorcycle and hugging.
Oh, delightful.
I'm genuinely trying to think if Amy has any sort of social life.
Is Amy cultivating any of her relationships? Speaking of which,
good question. Like that probably would be a thing. Is like is just keeping in regular communication with the factions that she has any sort of favor with. But just like relaxing and hanging out, the like 3 or 4 places that I could think of is her home, her father's home, Strephon's home, or wherever she goes to like work out and shit. Like that's what I imagine her day to day is.
All right. Well then, I think. Well then, it must be Strephon's home today.
It must be Strephon's.
It's gotta be, yeah.
Strephon, what does your home look like?
Oh gosh. I was going to say it's like an apartment in a tall building, but that doesn't feel accessible. Let's go with. Let's see. What is Strephon's home like?
I feel like we'd already talked about this beforehand. I don't know if it was on stream or if it was just you and I were figuring out some stuff about our characters.
I think it was just the two of us.
Yeah, I don't think it is on stream at all.
Yeah.
So I know you had the inside figured out, but like the location, definitely, I don't remember.
Yeah, I didn't really figure out a lot about the location.
Oh, just
let's say Strephon lives
I don't know enough about city buildings to offer.
Well, what city?
Right?
I think is it North, Midwest?
I guess
thought
it
we
could
were.
be anywhere. We don't have
Yeah,
to be Baltimore, do we?
No.
it's true.
Oh, that's
I mean, I have a very strong accent, so.
Oh, sure. Let's do this. Yeah, you all live in New York City.
Yeah.
New York City. Yeah, you all are in New York City.
oh gosh.
And in your, you probably have but you're not like you're like in Queens, right? That's where you are. You're not actually
Okay,
in
yeah.
Manhattan. You probably live in not a walk up, like a maybe like a first floor apartment. It's probably 200 years old. There is you have like a whole there probably is even a park nearby where you frequently contact your lady friend, your boss.
Yeah. Boss, not lady friend.
Yeah, you're right. The thing about New York City is about 10 years ago, New York and all the 5 boroughs had an event where there was vampires tried to stage a major uprising that would take over all of like they would reveal themselves to the world. They would try to take over everybody, and it almost got pulled off well. It was ultimately shut down by the 1001 and the Bastion, which are these which is like this like pseudo-religious paramilitary organization, and that operates. So after that, there was this huge exodus. So even though it's of the mysterious, so even though it's like this huge city, the biggest in the United States, the Mysteria count is really low, as a lot of these people left to go to Baltimore, Philadelphia, Boston, Atlanta got a huge influx. So there's a lot of people. So it's a little world building right there. But you all are relaxing, and this newspaper comes. How do you all feel? Like in your role in it? What do you think you respond to it?
Ooh.
I mean, as far as we know, we got a letter invitation for Bucky Snuffles, and it was delivered.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
we had to do a deal with the Future Seeing group in order for that invitation to occur. Under the instruction of our boss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amy doesn't like it. Amy has seen what happens when a person is just a good soldier following orders. So Amy doesn't like that she had a hand in something that is directly tied to a person who's now dead.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't know the contents of that letter invitation. It is very obviously something of import.
Yeah, like the fact that the Great Press is this like huge oracular organization and machine, and that they were the ones to give us that invitation, feels a lot like what it feels like we were set up to be part of whatever happened.
Yeah, I can see that. As you're totally fair. As you all are pondering this, and I don't know if you're talking about your feelings or if you're just both like musing in it. If Amy has her cup of whatever, and Strephon's eating his whatever he can eat. There's a knock on your door, Strephon.
Oh, lovely. Let's see. So Strephon doesn't have to use his cane inside his house. It is a fully accessible space.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like handrails along walls and carefully placed furniture to lean on.
Mm-hmm.
Chill out. But he still reaches for a cane to go answer the door. This one is not the fully ergonomic, like modern medical cane that he normally uses. It looks nicer. It's a little more old fashioned. And he carries that to the door with him when he goes to answer.
I forgot. Did you decide what's your horror thing? Did you go with white streak in your hair or raspy voice?
Oh, raspy voice.
Nice.
And so he answers the door and he says, "Can I help you?"
And are you opening it or are you looking through?
I think it's a like crack the door open, but the chain is still secured.
Sure.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah. Mr. Brown is standing there. Mr. Brown is the number 2 of your organization. Literally, he is number 2. Because every 1001 carries a gold coin with a Roman numeral on it, and your Roman numerals suggest your not only like your placement in the organization, but also like what you do in the organization. So there are different numbers if you are, say, an oracle, or if you are an investigator or a scientist or whatever. But the first the first 10, I through X, are all controlled by basically like the leaders. Number 1 is obviously Morrison Lemire. Number 2 is Mr. Brown, who, as far as anyone knows, has been a member of the 1001 for as long as it's been around, which is hundreds of years at this point. He is, and you don't even know if Mr. Brown is his real name, but that is the name that he has gotten because that's what he dresses in, like all brown. A brown leather shoes, a very nice brown suit with a vest, like lighter tannish shirt with a matching tie. He has a nope, no, thank you. Yes, one of the very rare sightings of my cat. A pair of like gold, like polished gold, like old-fashioned round spectacles are perched on his nose. He holds a matching brown bowler hat in one hand, and his hair is at one time he was definitely a ginger. Like he had very copper red hair, but it's got, you know how like people with like really red hair, it kind of gets that like sort of like faded metallic look of like as you age, it gets kind of like dusty. That's the way I think about it. It doesn't quite have the sheen that it used to do. That's what he's got. He's got white across the temples. He definitely looks like he would be in his like late 50s, early 60s. He's got those like crag wrinkles of a man who's lived a hard life. But you know he's well over 50 or 60. So as I said, he holds a bowler in one hand, a pair of brown driving gloves in the other. His hands are crossed in front of him. Yeah. And the fact that he has shown up with you is it it's like it's almost like Taylor Swift came to your house, right? There's no reason. There's no reason for him.
What is he gonna sing for us?
Yes.
If Taylor Swift came to our house, but she was also like like the vice president of the FBI.
Yeah, like Anthony Bliskin came to your house and was like, "Hello, I'm Secretary of Defense, Anthony Bliskin. Can I be here?" Like that sort of.
Wild.
And he's just staring there politely, and he just goes, Mr. Daly. Oh, what? Hold on. Give me a second. My sister is calling me a lot. Sorry about that, people on the internet.
Now we know better order.
Yeah, my sister is in New York by the greatest gluten-free bagel place in the world, and as we both have celiacs, it is impossible. I have to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So she was literally outside the place right then and was trying to get a hold of me to place an order, and I was like, okay. I was just like, get me bagels. You can anyway.
Honestly, I respect that priority.
So while I love all of you, I really wanted.
I love bagels more.
I really wanted
bagels are
3 gluten-free everything bagels and 3 gluten-free cinnamon raisin and a handful of gluten-free raspberry rugula. Anyway, he's standing outside your door.
Yeah.
Looking very polite. I think you may have only seen him like twice in your life because he is the man who, when you get selected, right? The only way you make it into the 1001 is if there is an opening in your field. And Morrison Lemire is not the person who comes and gets you. It is Mr. Brown who comes and gets you. And he accompanies you to where you are like actually like initiated, which is done by Morrison Lemire. But he's the guy who comes and so you've only actually met Morrison Lemire once in your life, and that was at your initiation. That's like, and then maybe you have seen him once more, but you have been that active. So again, the fact that he is here is bananas, and speaks to a graveness.
It's that scene in Clue when J. Edgar Hoover calls them on the phone.
Right.
Anyway.
I am your singing telegram.
Mr. Brown. And I like awkwardly do like close the door, undo the chain, open it again. What can I help you with, sir?
And he gives like a little smile, even though he is not a man of smiles. He's like, what does he say? He says, and he enters and he nods both, and he goes, your help is exactly what I need here. Bucky, and he looks and he sees the newspaper. He goes, you have seen that Bucky Snuffles is no longer with us. This was not known to most, but Bucky Snuffles Bucky Snuffles was one of us. Like yourselves, he was in charge of gathering information while not revealing that he was a member. It allowed him access. Playing the foolish dilettante allowed him access to situations and information that we needed. I must find his replacement, which is why I am here in New York. But it is not why I am here for the two of you.
Well, would you care to sit down? I have some. Gosh, what time of day is it? Doesn't matter. We have
like late morning.
Yeah, so I have. I just got some coffee from the night market, and I don't keep a lot of other food around.
I want to say Amy's on the couch with her feet up on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Sorry about your stuff, Strephon, but Amy doesn't care.
Oh, Strephon doesn't care about stuff.
Cool.
I think Mr. Brown like turns to you with like a cocked eyebrow. Miss Wars.
Mr. Brown.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
And he reaches into like he's got like an overcoat. No, it's September. He does not have an overcoat. But he has an internal pocket. An internal pocket.
So what if he's just a magic man that can handle whatever fucking temperature it is?
It
Let him
is
have
true.
an overcoat in anyways.
Yeah. Oh god, it's just like a delay. Oh, I love that. He's always wearing a brown overcoat. Yep, fucking retcon. Yep, always in a brown overcoat as well. Total temperature control.
This is a land of magic and mystery, Ben.
Yeah.
Let the man have an overcoat.
He has a motherfucking there you go. And he reaches into his overcoat and he pulls out a like big like manila envelope. Why the fuck does everyone talk so slow? I mean, in a world where people have to like be careful about the information. Yeah, and he puts it down and he goes, "We have some other agents who are currently dealing with the Snuffles case as well. And and they found this on his premises. And just so you know, and he says, there is mention of a... Hold on, let me look it up. What is her name?
Excuse me. Oh my god.
Yikes. Yikes.
The waffles gave me the burps.
Oh, man. What is her name? It would be great if I had my notes ready. I mean, I did. I just had to reopen it. It would be great if my phone didn't go to sleep. He mentions reaching out to a Dr. Summers on the last page. Her name, we're assuming, this is a Dr. Heather Summers, who has been a psychiatrist of some renown in Baltimore for many years, serving both Mysteria and non-Mysteria clients. I do not know if he was able to do so But Dr. Summers is here in New York at a psychiatrist convention. No, he says at an at an APA convention, an American Psychological Association convention, and it would be important for us to see if she had any of that information, or if that she was able to speak to Snuffles before his disappearance and demise. I would like the two of you to talk to her.
I'm assuming what's in the manila folder is his notes and
yeah,
books,
it's
right?
yes, yes, that David, who is DJ's character, took pictures and scans and sent them over to the higher ups, and the higher ups are now distributing them to the people that they feel they need to be distributed to.
Nice. That's good investigative journalism.
Yeah.
Good job, David. I bet he did wars.
I bet he did wars.
I bet he covered wars.
I bet he was in Mogadishu. We love you, DJ. We love you.
I think while Brown is talking, Amy, just so she can have something else to also be doing, pulls the folder close and like starts flipping through it and looking at it.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's like all bananas of scribbles and notes, and you're not sure you're seeing everything because obviously this is like pictures that are then printed out of drawings and stuff. So you're getting what you're getting, but right at the end of the page, it says, right on the last thing, it says, maybe I should go see Dr. Summers.
Out of character, has anybody started working on the code on that second to last page?
I mean, Renee got some of it.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, if you want to make just like a cult roll, like when you get a chance, I can give you a hint of where it's gonna go. So,
ooh, I do love to roll dice.
Yeah. So, but but you still have Mr. Brown in the room with you.
Oh right, yeah. Should probably wait until he's gone to do that.
He says, obviously, the two of you. I trust the two of you to be. What's the word? Subtle in your means. And I want you to I wanted to personally let you know that you were not responsible for what happened to Bucky. We do these jobs with the understanding that we could not come back from them.
Well, I for one appreciate your man. What word do we use here? I don't know. Maybe. Oh nope. Just rewind.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. We will. Is there anything in particular you want us to talk to Dr. Summers about, or just are we just trying to see if Snuffles made contact with her?
We would like to know if Snuffles made contact with her, and if he did, what sort of information he gave her. As you can see, there is a lot here.
How is the APA conference happening, like now or
I
in a
mean,
couple of days? What's our timeline?
I mean, it's gonna. I mean, I guess like you could probably. I mean, just like a quick internet search afterwards will suggest that. Oh my God, what? That it's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's at the Javits Center. It's like the annual conference of all like psychologists and psychiatrists, people in the mental health field. I mean, the Javits Center is huge. It can handle like tens of thousands of people. And it'll probably be, I think, my guess is it's like Wednesday today. God, I hope it's Wednesday.
Okay.
So yeah, it would start in like the next day.
Do you think it would be better that we approach her at the convention or elsewhere?
That is up to you.
Does the article say how Bucky died or just that he's dead?
It just says that he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like a Tuesday, and it'll start tomorrow. Yeah, so it like opening, blah blah blah. Opening, like an opening speech will be tomorrow, the 19th, like the 19th, Wednesday the 19th.
Oh.
So, and then the conference will be like the 20th through the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
No, the thing says that he disappeared for a few days. He was found with injuries, and he like never retained lucidity really from it after being in hospital for a couple days.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So in that case, I think the wording Strephon would use to ask is there any further relevant information you can tell us about Snuffle's death that we might need to know?
Strephon is much more diplomatic. Amy would not have asked like that.
Strephon lived for decades among people who would kill him if he weren't diplomatic. So they would put him in garbage disposal. Anyway,
he says there is a group, and I think he softens at that a little bit. He's been very businessy, but he says, unfortunately, no, not that it's not one of those. To be candid, we don't know. We have people looking into it. That's the best that we have currently. Snuffles was running an errand for us, and as you'll be able to read, and before we were able to fully get information about what happened, he disappeared and was found semi-conscious and rambling, beaten on a street corner in Baltimore, and was never fully recovered. That's why and how during those days. That's what we're trying to piece together.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
No. Thank you as always. Know that we appreciate everyone who works for us. I mean, I think you can't help but, I think a little bit, take a little, laugh a smidge at this because Mr. Brown is like so formal. And if you remember all the one interaction you've had in person with Morrison Lemire and like the texts that you've had with him,
His texts
are always just like, it's like always just like the most bananas things, like the thumbs up and it's just like,
and
it's
the K.
Right. It's like the weird contrast of like, he's the CEO of the business who like comes in like Hank Scorpio from that like Simpsons episode being like, we don't even have in walls. I didn't even give you my jacket. Right. Like he's like cool, earthy, like everybody want to try ayahuasca together sort of CEO. And yet Mr. Brown is like the business, like, well, sir, we must actually we need to save money today. Right. So there's this, and so it's such a weird thing. Like, in some ways, it really feels like Brown should be the person running the thing, but like, nope, it's really just it's Morrison Lemire being weirdo guy. So, and he says, but yes, he is just thank you, really appreciated everything you've done.
Nice.
Amy doesn't do well with authority, but she knows better than to say something, so she's just keeping her mouth fucking shut right now.
Yeah. And if there's nothing else, Mr. Brown will excuse himself and go about his way, leave, and make his leave. Make his leave, take his leave, make his leave. Yep.
Both works, I think.
Yeah. And so he puts his hat on, tips it to you all, and excuses himself.
Nice.
What are you all going to do? How are you going to do this? I think like there's also in there like information he's told you like what ooh, that was a terrible sound. Sorry. He's told like there's like a note of what hotel she's going to be staying at. It looks like on Sunday or on Saturday she'll be like on a panel, things like that.
Okay, interesting.
And this is a very human thing, not Mysteria. Although you're guessing there's probably some sort of, again, there's probably like an after hours Mysteria psychologist group or something. Would be a guess.
Panel is on.
I mean, you're the one that's going to be talking to the people, so what do you want to do?
Oh, I'm the one talking, huh? Okay.
Oh, you want me to talk? I can talk to them.
No, it's fine. It's I'm fine. Let's see. What do we want to do though?
I'm sure it'd be easy to find her at the actual convention. I don't know how good it would be to talk to her there, though. Meet her there, set up a time to talk later, but we also need to be discreet. And setting up a private and personal meeting isn't necessarily discretion.
No, I think the best discretion we could get would be some kind of just approaching her when she's not surrounded by people, which is the opposite of a convention or a conference, whichever one this technically is. Gosh.
What, do they not go for drinks after?
I don't know.
No nightlife for the APA people?
I think you know more about nightlife than I do.
Well, I don't know shit about psychologists and psychiatrists and what have you.
And you think I do?
I don't know, you're smart.
Oh. Do.
Out of character.
Mm-hmm.
I do think approach at the convention is probably best.
Yeah.
If she is one that works within Mysterium as well, we can probably, like, the 1001 is like a known quantity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if we need to, we could approach as if we wanted to have a conversation within the context of the convention, and then just like flash the coin and be like, hey, keep calm, keep chill, we're just talking about shit, don't worry about it, you know, like people people who are like Supernatural and all those other shows where they're just like, FBI, we're talking about stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do think that is probably what we want to do. Sorry, my brain is just going slow today. I think she will be busiest right after her talking at the panel. You think we should try to get her on Friday or on Saturday before things really kick off?
I mean, it would be less conspicuous if we approached her after she did her talk.
True.
We just got to make sure we're the last ones.
That's not ominous at all. We'll be the last ones to talk to her.
Take it how you want it, I guess.
Anyway, gosh. Sorry, I was just looking up the exact wording of one of my powers, and it is I don't know. There's a lot of wiggle room for game master interpretation. I'll have to ask Ben about it.
Okay. But right
maybe.
now, your plan is to wait till Sunday or wait till Saturday.
Yeah, wait till Saturday. Like scout out a spot maybe earlier than we actually approach her.
I was gonna say, like, we probably should go and be there all day, if not the day before, just to make our presence not unusual. You know? So it's not like, oh, these weirdos just showed up for the one thing and then suddenly they're gone. What the fuck was that? You know? That lady's got an umbrella. What's that about?
Yeah, that's fair. So you're gonna like scope it out for a couple days.
We're gonna attend the convention for a day and then talk to her after she does her panel.
Okay.
But specifically, hopefully, be the last people that were waiting to talk to her before she has to go do the next thing. So any sort of like so there's not somebody like behind us that's like, come on, man, I want to have a conversation or whatever. I don't know how these fucking conventions work.
Sure, that makes sense. Like, it's not quite like that, but yeah, it's, it's like business talk. Cool. Well, then we'll pick up with Friday when you return. All right, pausing the stream. Be back in a few minutes.
Yay!
Intermission.
Intermission. Let's all go to the law. Hello.
Hello. All right. So you all have a mission from Mr. Brown. You all have a packet of mysteries. You all have a hotel where you know this lady will probably be checking in today.
Mm-hmm.
You are to reach Dr. Summers. So, what's the move? I said you could make an occult roll. Go ahead, Pac.
Yes.
Go ahead, Strephon. Make an occult roll.
Okay. I am an occult scholar, which means I get a +2 to this roll.
Dang.
And I have a D8.
And how?
First roll of the game. First roll of the session.
That is a 9.
Wow, that is a raise. Yes. A couple things to point out. Bam, bam, bam. The language that is on the second to last page is Enochian, the language of angels, created so that's what Bucky Snuffles is writing in. I believe it's Enochian. I would have to check, but yes, I think that's right. It is, yeah. So, and
that's exciting.
Yes, and I don't know if you're versed in it, but you could like get some books out and etceteras. Couple
nerd shit.
Yeah, nerd shit. A couple other things to pay attention to. The scarab with a 9, I'll give you 2 other things that you notice right off the bat. The scarab on the second page
11 page.
is
Or the second page?
or the third to last page is a representation of Kefri, the Greek or the Egyptian god of regeneration, rejuvenation, etc., who carried the sun into the morning every day. And looking off of the whatchamacallit, like just knowing sort of the right off the top is that symbol on the first page, not the eye, but the other symbol. That's Neptune. And then, yeah, that's sort of like just what you get like through the scan in general.
Interesting. This makes me want to actually look more closely at the whole file.
There you go. Let me just make sure that it is in fact the Enochian alphabet that I used. Yes, it is the Enochian alphabet.
Completely unrelated to all of the good clues, hints, and information that Paxton just got. The paperclip on the very last page is fucking huge.
It is. So
it's a big fucking paperclip.
Yeah. So I'm relatively new to the world of Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. And as just as like a peek behind the curtain, as I was making these things, I was like, oh, this is fun. And that's an actual public domain postcard from the 1890s. Like there's all sorts of fun stuff that I was building with it. And then I was like I just like couldn't figure out how to resize the paperclip file to make it not fucking giant.
I just like the idea that Bucky Snuffles keeps giant ass paper clips.
I mean, there are those like industrial size paper
There's
clips.
big ones, but like not that big.
It's
usually.
very big. Yeah, it's basically
like
it's
probably the size of my hand.
No, it's only like it's
or at
only,
least one of my fingers.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
maybe.
it's definitely half the size of.
Size of my thumb.
Yeah, it's definitely half the size. It's like a third of an 8x11 piece of. It's a big. It's a big.
It's big, bud. That's
yeah.
over 3 inches long.
Yeah, it's a very big paper. He really wanted to hold that that postcard on it. The postcard's not going anywhere.
You know what else would have done that? Tape.
A staple. Yeah.
Glue.
So anyway,
Ooh.
I was just proud to make like
this is very cool, really amazing. I could tell so much work went into it. I'm very excited to like learn more about all the bullshit in these pages.
I was just like happy to like be like, oh, I can find like an image that doesn't have a background and then it can look. I was very proud of myself. There's more coming. Anyway, I have to make another one because I promised it last week. Anyway, what are you gonna do? And chat, if you're watching this, you can go wherever too. It's available for everyone. I'm not like secreting my handouts. So
Okay, I sorry I got distracted looking into clues.
Fair enough.
I am closing my tabs. Okay.
Yep.
So we want to gosh.
Well, you had an idea for your powers.
Yeah, you had asked that question.
I did. Today is Thursday.
Friday?
Tuesday.
Did we jump ahead to Friday?
No, you haven't. I mean, I don't know. Are we? Is there anything you want to do between going on Friday? Before then, I'm happy to jump us ahead to that Friday.
Gotcha.
Strephon could do more nerd shit and put research into the clues that he just got, you know?
It's true. You could spend a few days researching. You could make a research roll. Amy, what would you during that time?
Do I want? Yeah, I'm gonna do a research roll. I'm good at nerd shit.
Okay, so we'll say that you spend a next couple days, right? Because it was only Tuesday. We'll say that like you'll spend that Wednesday and that Wednesday and some Thursday doing this. That's fine.
Amy doesn't usually have a hand in the investigation prep side of our missions.
Sure.
Like she's observant, so she's good while in the field, but she's not necessarily a huge asset before we get into the thick of things.
Totally.
So it's common practice for, and we kind of saw it on the last mission where Strephon will go and do research and get a lot of like information gathered up front while Amy is just like killing time. Like we sat at that diner and Amy ate all the food. Like
it's true.
She doesn't have input for this, and that's fine.
But yeah, it's super fine because then when the rubber hits the road, I should Malifor that when the shit hits the road, the rubber hits
the rubber hits the fan. I like rubber hits the fan.
I like rubber hits the fan better. Anyway, when the rubber hits the fan, then Strephon just like hides and tries to survive while he kicks ass, right?
It's why we work the way that we do.
It's true.
So anyway, I did my research roll. My wild die aced and then got a 3, so that's a 9.
Nice. So that's a 9.
Another hit with a raise.
Another with the raise. All right, let me look up what.
Cooper, you can relax, buddy. Webb's allowed to play.
Oh, is
It's
he?
to
Wait, who's Cooper?
Cooper is my roommate's dog. He's like a medium-sized dog. Looks like he could be a beagle of some sort, but he got a genetics test recently for allergies, but they also learned that he was like over 30% Chihuahua. And then the rest of the major genes in him is like Basset Hound, which tracks for like his attitude and everything.
Oh,
So,
that's
but he's an old man, which means he's crotchety at times, and even though he likes to play, he doesn't necessarily like to be disturbed.
Sure.
Right now he's laying in his bed. He's laying in his bed, and Webb is in the room just playing with something on the floor, and he's just like glaring at him.
love that.
You have an 8. All right. So it doesn't take you as long as you think it should. So you spend a lot of time of the next few days, just going over the, like trying to translate things, looking at stuff. There's so much that you end up noticing. There's so much you end up noticing. Like that page with the, like there's with like just the whole rambling and like apparently blood on it. You'll notice references. You notice references to Saint George. You notice references to Orc, ORC, but it's tied into Blake's Orc, and Orc was a rebellious aspect to one of the sorry, let me bring up my notes again. It was one of the he's one of the like 4 major mythological creatures in the mythology of that William Blake created in his like American Prophecy Illuminated book. And he is described as the opponent of tradition. He is the lover of wild rebellion and transgressor of God's law. And William Blake believed that this spirit of rebellion is what led to like the French Revolution and stuff. You'll notice that there's a reference to Hugo Danner, which is weird because Hugo Danner was one of the first comic books like characters created, like pulp characters in the like 1920s. He was a American superhero, like pre-Superman, had all these powers and stuff, but was like ends up dying, like letting himself be struck by lightning because he can't solve the world's problems. But like thought he could. Yeah, it's a fascinating early like so
that is fascinating.
So the thing that sticks out to you is that page. There's like all these references to literary writers and characters who like were anti-establishment. Like there's a lot going on over there. But like mostly you notice that in the Enochian there is a hold on, I'm like literally trying to find where I wrote the actual translation down, and that like is proving to be more difficult than I thought. Hold on. How can I search my notes? No, I'll get it. One of you. Nope, that's the parts of the eyeball.
What?
Let's see.
Nope. I'm I'm almost ready. I just have to find it because then I It's funny because I translated it and now I can't seem to untranslate. It basically says one of you will betray me, and that's
that is a New Testament.
Biblical reference.
yes,
That's a
and,
Jesus reference.
and,
Judas, no.
and it's above the, and then there's a list of these things, a list
Mhm.
of who, and you'll notice like there are 9 of them, and
2 of them are blanks.
2, 6, and 7 are blank.
Hmm.
And they are, hold on.
Yeah, but what if maybe it's like invisible ink or something?
It's true. It could.
I've watched National Treasure. Maybe you got to put like lemon juice and then blow on it.
Lemon juice and then blow on it. It's true. It could happen.
Pop the whole thing into the oven.
This ain't the fucking Declaration of Independence. It'll work on the photographs we have too. Because it's not the original copy.
Stick my monitor in the oven really quick.
Oh my god.
I know this is fascinating internet here, or like game here.
A+ radio. Yeah.
While you guys are doing this, like you go ahead and while I'm looking it up. So what are you going to do? Yes. Because it probably won't impact.
Yeah, the research probably won't impact.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about not approaching her outside of the convention just because talking to a person in a crowd at a convention is not an unusual thing. Are we still okay with that plan, Paxton?
I think so, probably.
Okay. Cool. Because, like, we can go and, like, Amy's going to be bored out of her fucking mind, but she can people watch and that'll help. And I'm sure Strephon will have a good time learning because he's a fucking nerd or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so you go to this like this big group, you know what I'm saying? Like you are looking for like you it's a lot of people, right? And I think one of the things that you wind up with is like you are walking through it. Can I get a notice roll from all of you while you're going to this?
I'll do a notice roll.
Thanks.
I'll roll something. Fuck. I've also recently swapped up what dice I'm using. So that'll be fun. Ooh, that's a 7.
Okay. So, like you have to. Go ahead.
I'll spend a penny. I'll spend a penny
to
see if I can get better. If I can get a raise, get something juicy. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ew. Sounds like
that's a 13.
Ew, yeah, you sounded like you were gonna throw up there.
I just start vomiting like a cat. Hi, Suki.
Yeah, and so okay, so what ends up happening here is, you go there. Like the Javits Center has been redone in the last few years. It is this. It's about the size of a city block. It actually takes up 3 cross streets in New York. It's on the water, on the Hudson. It's on that side of the city, on the west side, near the West Side Highway. It's not far from the USS Intrepid, the aircraft carrier you can go on.
Well, probably not Strephon, but yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't actually make, like, being this near the running water does not make you happy, by the way, Strephon.
Yeah.
You are near, like, the largest, right, you're on an island, and you're near this huge, like, literally near the water. And...
Is the sound running water, though?
No, you can't hear anything there. It's not that sort of thing. But you're not going to take a dip or what have you.
Yeah.
And while And it's just full of it's got little convention rooms. It's got a big hall, like a big trade floor for people. And it's just what you normally think of when you think of like a professional conference. It's, you know, greeters and, you know, you get your little name tags that are laminated. I don't know how you're going to get around that. I guess like Amy probably spent the day like those times like registering to be,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
like using connections to within the Mysteria to like not Mysteria, the 1001 to get the stuff set up for us to be able to go do the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So you actually have your name. Like, I don't think you are like Dr. Amy Wars and Dr. Strephon Daly, but I think you are. I think you probably like. What's your cover? Like, what did you register as? Like,
Oh gosh.
I have no scope of what like these business conferences look or work like.
I mean, you probably like register. Yeah. I mean, they're just lots of people. You could register as a. I don't know, but yeah, I think
could you potentially register as like a student?
yeah,
Who's
that's
going
fine.
in
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
like I think that would be the direction that she would take it, just because it would explain some of the questions or a lack of knowledge or just like you know non-specific information that we
Sure.
may or may not have, you know.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be funny if we both show up and we're like, I'm Strephon Daly, NCSP.
What's NCSP stand for?
A nationally certified school psychologist.
Jackie thinks it's fucking hilarious. Amy takes her job very seriously.
Right.
We were given the keyword of like discretion, and
Yeah.
that is not discreet.
No.
I don't know if Amy would have used real names on the badges. I also am bad at thinking of names, so I don't know what fake name she would give, but I don't think they would be. I don't think it would be Amy and Strephon.
Jasper and Horace.
And you're Horace, Amy.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, God.
Anyway, you get a 13 on your notice, right?
Yeah, I got a 13.
Okay, you definitely get the vibe that there are, you know, like any group of people, a percentage of Mysteria residents or people here. You know, there is that telltale sign of what people wear and how they dress. Obviously, you're not going to have like the floating eyeballs that populate the Mysteria present, but you catch the, you know, pointed ear of a something here, or the casual headband that is used to cover up, I don't know, like an extra sensory, like a
Extra
third
eyes,
eye,
some small horns, shit
right?
like that.
Exactly. There are like, you know, there is that like certain telltale fashion of people trying to fit in. You know, maybe the swish of a tail under a skirt. Not a lot, but like just enough.
Yeah. Specialty shoes to hide cloven hooves.
I don't know. I thought you were gonna say like specialty shoes to help with their lack of arch. Like that's a specific aspect of some Mysteria. And the only way that you could tell that they're not human is that they just have the flattest foot possible.
Yep.
Oh, that's so painful.
And I do think at some point you do notice that there is a, you know, sort of bundled up, as if they were, you know, protecting themselves. You know, maybe they have a sun allergy, or sensitivity. You do notice another vampire there. You do know it. You get that feeling with your 13.
Just the one?
Just one. Yeah, not a huge group or anything. There's one floating around. But you do know that vampires are like the persona non grata of the Mysteria right now.
Public enemy number one right now.
Public enemy number one.
Especially in New York.
Especially in New York. So to have one just sort of like, it's hard to tell any actual features of this person because they are so wrapped up and bundled, like so clothed. It's very hard to tell these things. They are but they have an official like lanyard with name on it. You can't pick that out when they were walking. It was like a brush in your peripheral.
They're a hypnotherapist.
Yeah.
Telltale banner pops up. Amy will remember this. I think she is also just going to like, as often as she's looking for Dr. Summers, she is also going to be looking for this particular individual just because it's high. I don't know the word I'm trying to find at all. There's high risk there.
Yeah,
both in their presence and also that they came out to do a thing.
Nice. But yeah, Friday goes relatively uneventfully. You do manage, I think both of you manage it is very hard to find a person, right? In like an annual conference of like 15,000 people. However, the two of you are very good at finding people.
It's our fucking job or something.
It is your fucking job or something. And I do think that you manage to find, as I said, Dr. Summers is not like a keynote speaker or anything, but you do manage to like grab sight of her, and you have like a picture of her. She's got on the internet. She's a woman, probably in her, late 40s, smartly dressed, probably like a pantsuit, navy blue, white shirt, nice, like long, like, I wouldn't say it's like Farrah Fawcett hair, but it's kind of like a little on the bigger side, blonde, like up, but like shoulder length at the same time. I am very good at describing hair. As someone who has like almost no hair, I feel very good at describing it. But it's sort of like,
you're nailing it, man.
It's like, it's a do. It's like
it's a do.
She's had a blowout of some sort, so there's a lot of volume.
That's what I mean. Yeah, there's volume. Like she went to the blowout bar before this thing, and there are blowout bars. I hear that there are blowout bars. I heard something you could do. So like maybe yeah. I hear that there are things that happen if you're a person. Right?
Does her suit have huge shoulder pads?
No, she's not like out of style. Like she's still well put together. She just happens
that kind of look is coming back, but
yeah,
I digress.
She just happens to like, she just like has a thing. I bet you at the hotel she stays at, there is like a salon on the ground floor, and they often. I mean, I'm not gonna say I suppose, like it happens. You know that this hotel is there. She's got blowout hair. And she goes and gets it done. So she'll probably get it done even more for tomorrow at her thing.
It's just going to be twice as big.
Just twice as well. She's gonna
each day.
She's gonna sleep on it. She's got to sleep on it. So
that's what bonnets are for.
She doesn't have a bonnet. She has enough money to get a blowout. She was anyway.
It's a web.
But I do think the thing that you notice,
one arm.
One of the things you do notice though, as you're following her is like some of these people, Amy, that you noticed were like Mysteria people, like greet her in the hallways, there's that's where the handshakings a lot of her handshakings are. She definitely is. Nope, no cat yet. There's the cat. She's definitely that's where she's definitely meeting those, she's definitely meeting representatives of people. And if you I don't know how much you track her all day or not. But she definitely I mean, I guess, are you just casually observing her the whole day?
I don't think so. I don't think that's necessary, and it's potentially dangerous to do so. But we can still, it's a big convention. We can still happen to be in a similar space during certain chunks of time.
I will say that you sort of all the main floor, all the main whatchamacallit, panels and talks and stuff, they wind down about 4:30 or 5. And if you decide to spend all your time there, as people are starting to flow out, you do see that she is, as she's leaving with 2 unusually tall, you would think, but also obviously stooping a little bit. These are 2 people who are 6'4", 6'5", and thin. Even though they are wearing, the best way I can describe it is, New York is a great place to hide because fashion is an odd thing in New York. And you can everyone wears something. I do love those those pictures that are you're goth, but you're never dressed as the Sandman with a raven on your shoulder, riding the subway, sort of New Yorker. And it's true. And so these people are the best thing I can think of describe it is a muumuu, a long, billowy, starts at the neck, ends below the feet, but also veils over their face, sort of moves. It's not a burqa, but it covers a lot. And these 2 sort of longer people are these 2, and they're
Slenderman.
Slendermen in the real world are talking to her, and she doesn't, one of them literally bends over how you would envision a praying mantis to bend over a female praying mantis, the way you would imagine one of them to bend over the male praying mantis before it eats its head. And it's sort of
just calculated.
Sort of move, just and whispers in her ear, says something quite close to her face, and she noticeably blanches, gets a little bit upset, and it's, you're not sure if it's is escorted out or walks with these people, but that's what happens.
Oh. So we're following that, right?
1 second.
Absolutely.
With Strephon's particular set of skills, oh gosh, do you think there's a safe way that we could give them more than standard following distance but still be able to follow them? Does that make sense? Paxton? Hello?
Maybe. So Ben.
So Paxton.
How reflective are these name badges and lanyards.
Not, I would argue they're not quite reflective
Quite
enough.
what I need.
But I would argue that in a city of like glass and mirrors, that
Mhm.
you could do some sort of weird hippity hopping of perceptions through things like side view mirrors, you know, the polished like corrugated steel of a hot dog cart, like a reflective window of sorts. It will
Yeah.
be I would probably ask you to do like spend more PowerPoints, like you know, what's the normal PowerPoints of this?
2.
Yeah, I would like it because this is sort of like an area of effect sort of thing, like an upcast. So I think I would want at least a 4 spend.
Okay. I will spend that.
And you could then do this
God,
thing.
It's gonna be so cool.
Where you could indeed like follow her like mirror master from the Flash, where you are jumping your
my perception
from one mirrored object to another.
Okay, so is this going to be just the -2
the
for being
-2? Yeah.
not technically mirrors?
Yeah, it would certainly be a -2 for not technically mirrors.
Okay.
Not technically mirrors is my favorite band.
Yep.
I'm spend a penny.
Okay.
Come on, baby, big money. There we go. That's a 6.
Okay. So you get it, and now we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna take a little break before we get into what happens.
Ooh.
God damn it!
Because I gotta stat some shit real quick.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah. All right. We'll be back in a handful of minutes. 5 minutes.
In a minute.
Boop. Yeah, we're back. All right. You use your power appropriately. And now, so the way it looks is, so it's not the most subtle of powers because when you literally, I mean, I think you actually you have to look through a mirror to another mirror.
Like I have to pull out a hand mirror.
Right. And you're walking, and I think Amy's leading you by the elbow, right? Because otherwise you couldn't see where you're going. And you're directing Amy like you are a human GPS.
Turn right here.
Yeah. How far are you all staying back? Like, that's the question.
So I think it needs to be a distance that, like, if necessary, Amy could like sprint,
like hustle up
the cover. Yeah. I do think, like, insight into my life, I've never followed someone before without wanting them, like, you know, secretly. But I imagine from what I've seen in like movies and shit that you need to have distance so you're not immediately behind them.
Sure.
But you need to be close enough that you can catch when they change directions or turn or what have you.
Totally.
So it's like just beyond that distance where it's like I am turning the corner after they've already turned and next corner.
Yeah, and walk down a little bit. Sure. I would like a stealth roll from the two of you, just to make sure.
Okay. Do you want us both to roll, or just...
This can be a collaborative. You know, someone can take a lead on it.
What's your stealth there, Strephon?
I bet you can't guess.
But it's a D4.
It sure is.
I can lead if you just want to help.
And I will actually make it a D. I'm going to give you, Strephon, a -2 to it because you're literally walking and not looking.
That's super fair. Okay, I will roll
and using a king. Like, it's just like a lot, and it's New York City.
Yeah. Well, I got a 2.
Oh no!
Oh, that's okay. That's still that's not a negative.
Yep.
As a help roll, you know. So I personally know of a phenomenon, and I don't know how well this applies in New York because I know New York is its own fucking thing. But like there's a certain energy that a person could carry when they're walking that just causes people to stay out of your way.
Yeah, like I'm walking. Yeah, like you.
Well, I immediately think of the post that's talking about how some girl at a convention was dressed up as Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes, and her friend needed medication that was in her bedroom, and she was like going through the convention hall, just like focused on what she was doing, but because of how she was dressed and the boots she was wearing, people just got out of her fucking way. I think Amy has that walk almost 90% of the time.
Sure, I know the walk you're looking at. I know the walk you're talking. I know that look. I know that walk.
She has shit kicking boots on.
I'm carrying an umbrella here. You don't want to fuck with me.
It's in my character sheet. I have it that she has shit kicking boots on.
Sure. I mean, I feel like everybody in New York has shit kick. Like, yeah. We were just in New York recently, and there was some guy like yelling about like, I'm on the east side of the street. Do you know what east is? And like all I can, and like into his phone. They're like, he's like, he's like, do you like what side of the street are you on? And the person was like, are you on the north or the south side of that intersection? You don't know your north from your south, and it was like awful. Like that's my digression. It was terrible.
I got a 9 on my stealth roll.
Sure, so that's totally fair, and I do think people like there is a look. It is an oddness to it. Amy does for who she is does sort of emit a unspoken predatory vibe that most people don't want to deal with. We haven't talked about why, but someday. Anyway,
don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. NBD.
It's the umbrella for sure.
Yeah. There is this sort of like, I don't want to be near the like. You come across as like when you
Angry
walk.
stoppy lady.
I feel like it's more like, will this dog bite me? Sort of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that feeling of like there is an animal coming my way, and I'm gonna come over here. It's more like, will that squirrel bite me? You know what I'm saying? You know that feeling? Like, do I cross the street? Is that squirrel going to cross? Okay, you're not a squirrel. I take it back. But you know that vibe what I'm talking about?
I get it. Yeah, where it's like there's a chance that it could be fine, but there's enough of a question that you're gonna be safe about it regardless.
Like, how domesticated is this person?
how domesticated is this person? Oh
yeah.
God.
And that's the vibe that Amy gives off. But at the same, so you're also like good at not making it a thing. You know what I mean? You're like,
yes.
So, and luckily because Strephon uses his power, that you can actually hang back. That even though you get this wide berth and it may be noticeable, the two of you work like a team, like super champs here.
Yep. I feel like this is something that we may have done before as well.
Maybe once or twice. It's like it's a move you guys make. And so with your power, though, Strephon, you are able to, you do your little, you do your vision hop. It's taxing. I'm not gonna lie. It is exhausting to pull off, and it requires a lot of concentration, to try to detect the next mirror and then the next mirror, and then because you can only like, I think it starts off with you grab a mirror from, again, a car or something, and you can only then jump to mirrors that are actually within your field of vision, like the next field of vision. And so it's picking the right mirrors, but you do manage to sort of in that like awkward like, when are they going to enter the next security camera? There's you'll notice here they're on this security camera, and then they're on this security camera, like whenever they do that. It's sort of that awkwardness, but you manage to follow them. They are walking at a pretty fast clip, and it's hard to figure out exactly, like they're tall and voluminous, and so it is kind of difficult. They don't have the easiest push through, And again, also you're not able to tell if they are taking her somewhere against her will. Like that's the one thing you're not able to tell with. Is she being accompanied or is she being taken?
Escort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But they are all moving relatively quickly. And you have this moment where you think they're going to go, right? You've gone several blocks at this point. And you get to this point where you think that they're going to go complete, like finish to another block, and they make like a hard left down an alley. And it takes you a minute, and it takes you an extra beat and a half to reorient yourself to see what they're doing. And you have to I don't know if you like the last time any of you have ever been to New York City, but there are these cellar doors everywhere, right? Like they pull up like this, and sometimes they lower ingredients into bakeries, and sometimes it's where the garbage comes out of. But as you are sort of adjusting, you notice that they have pulled up these two big doors in the ground, and one of the creatures is stooping and walking in, and then there is Dr. Summers, and then the other one has sort of is holding the door open, and they are going down. I need you to make me a notice roll at -4, Strephon, because of what angle you have. I think you are looking out of the shiny broken mirror that has been thrown into this alley, and yeah, so you don't have the best view. It's sort of almost a triangular view.
Absolutely. -4.
Yes, please.
Well, that's not great. I will spend a Benny. And nope.
Okay.
I only got a 2.
You're a
Okay.
menace to society, Webb.
Then you don't notice it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. What are you gonna do?
I tell Amy, they're going into man, what even is my voice right now? I didn't spend a lot of time. Anyway,
you were never Brooklyn guy, but you're just raspy guy.
I'm raspy here.
This is my fucking IP. You stay out of it.
They're ducking into a cellar in that alley.
Yeah.
Gosh. Strephon is not fast.
No, your pace is super slow.
Yeah.
Amy has been half dragging him to keep up with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think
the thing, so you almost are faced with this choice of abandon Strephon and probably keep up with them, or walk with Strephon and there will be some real distance between the two of you.
The real question is if her going with them is her idea or not.
Sure.
Because if they're escorting, it's just fucking weird. If they're taking, it's a huge concern because she is our goal.
If only there was a really good skill for this. There's no empathy skill in the system.
There is an empathy skill. There is an empathy. Don't you use notice? Isn't there an empathy skill? Oh, there's an empathy power.
Yeah,
There's
empathy is
power.
And
that
can help
There
boost
should
like
notice-
persuasion and shit.
there should.
you
You
can
can make
also-
a notice roll. There should be an empathy. I may house rule me some empathy, like a into like a D4, because everyone has empathy, sort of. Everyone can sort of read someone's personality, unless you're Notice Fredericks. But I do agree
Always
that
the exception to the rule.
I do feel like there should be an empathy, and then, you know what? I may have to do my first hack, but I'm not yet. I've
Not mid-game, are you sure?
I've never hacked a rule before in my life. But don't you feel like Notice is physical and empathy is like personality, and empathy should be based off of?
I think there's genuinely a difference between being able to look at a room or a group and pick out details versus looking at a room or a group and pick out emotions. Like that is a whole different realm of skills and attentiveness.
All right.
Yeah, and like the way that it frequently works in Savage Worlds is that if someone is lying, then it's you contest their deception against the other person's spirit roll.
Yeah, maybe
But,
spirit is the swayed empathy.
The sway empathy. But I feel like you should have that. You should have it as a skill, though.
Like you should be able to have it as an active skill sometimes,
and have it be like your spirit, but it's like based off of your spirit in the same way.
I think it being based off of spirit definitely makes sense. Do you want me to roll spirit as like
what's your spirit?
Band-Aid? I just upped it. It's a D6 now.
Yeah, I guess.
That was what I used my advance for.
Yeah, just give me a spirit roll, and we may end up house ruling. Well, you can't see them, so it's because they're in the thing. So it really would be.
I mean, if you'd like, I could roll spirit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make
Please
me a
roll
spirit
spirit, Paxton. Go.
And you're gonna.
Spirit is kind of my thing.
It's also at a -2 because you're looking at spirit through like a sideways.
Yeah.
Right?
But let me see. My wild die blows up into a 9.
Yeah, you can tell that she is nervous, but she is not scared.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I would also have communicated that as we were walking.
Yeah. Like the whole time, like she is walking with purpose and like certainly haste, but she is not scared of these two beings.
Okay. Having that bit of information, it definitely feels like a Mr. X wants to see you, come with us kind of thing, not necessarily a come with us or you're dead kind of thing.
I would
so
say
I don't
that's
think
probably an accurate interpretation.
I don't think Amy would leave Strephon behind in that case, because there is urgency, but it's not immediate apparent danger for her,
Right.
for Dr. Summers.
Yes.
So I think that's where the balance ends up, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Webb.
the way I would argue that you all are almost. Oh my god, I feel like I should make a fucking drawing or something. So here's the way to think about it. You all, like, this is the street. Oh my god, this is the street the two of you are, right? You're by where my wedding ring is, okay? They're by where my pinky is, right? But they duck down the alley at the pinky, right?
Okay.
So you have to go around the corner and then like cut over. And you all are at that corner. Yeah, this turned out to be okay. Good job, me. With my weird hand things. You all get to that corner. So you're you're coming around the corner. And I need one more notice roll from the two of you. They're out of your sight, by the way, Strephon. You can no longer see them, and as near as you can tell, there is no mirror object that you can actually follow them down. That you saw them go down.
Yeah.
Are there any penalties to this roll?
No, there are not.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Great.
So since I am ending that power, by the way.
Yeah,
just
that
official.
makes sense.
Ooh, my D8 aced.
Nice.
Into 4. That's a 12.
Wow.
2 raises. Baby.
Um,
I'm not going to spend a Benny this time.
That's fine. I think there is a. Oh gosh. Oh, you know what? You can take a Benny for the whole shit kicking boots, like weird dog conversation that we had.
Who do I want to get for that?
And
I'm getting Anji for my
Nice.
Benny games.
Oh.
You definitely feel there's the sound of like a heavy thud, and it's not normal. This is what you notice, Amy.
Mhm.
It's not a normal like New York City, Hong Kong sound. It's definitely got some like real oomph pressure to it. And Strephon, it is definitely a tiny explosion. That is what you can discern. And you see some wisps of smoke coming out of the alley that
Oh shit.
that she went into.
Don't like that.
Definitely gonna go faster now.
Uh-huh.
Point it out.
Yeah.
I think Amy's definitely like, what the fuck was that sound?
Uh-huh. And then Strephon points out like smoke and
I think at that point Amy is just like letting Strephon go. It's like, you got this, and then runs over.
All right.
Mhm.
I need some initiative
umbrella ready.
cards. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba.
My air horn's broken.
Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam.
Don't.
All right, Amy. 7 of hearts.
7 of hearts. Barf.
Paxton. Strephon. Whoa, shit. King. You don't need the king. King of hearts.
King of Hearts.
Okay, then this one. Okay, good for the mystery. 3 of hearts. And then Queen of clubs for the other mystery. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
I'd like to spend a Benny to get a new card, please.
All right. Do it. All right. See you later, 7 of hearts.
I'm gonna use my Boreas and Bari pen. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boreas.
It's the one where Bari is grabbing Boreas's ass.
3 of clubs. Oh no!
Yay!
Oh, no.
3 of spades. You're going
Delight.
last now. Oh,
Is it-
no. It's really
I'm
like
unsure. Does it automatically replace, or does it work like a Benny does, where you?
I'm
just
happy to
choose the
let it.
better
I'm
of-
happy to let you choose the better of them, because you.
If you don't
Bennied.
mind, I
no,
would like
you shouldn't
to.
be. You shouldn't be punished for spending a Benny, in my opinion.
Right.
Crit fails happen, but like,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, but that's like unusual. Okay, so.
So I'm going third.
You're third. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what you, Paxton. I suppose you want to. I mean, it's kind of good that you're going first, because I'm assuming you're going to. You know what? What are you going to do, Steph? I'm not going to pretend that I know.
I am going to cast Deflection.
Oh,
Your favorite, Ben.
I mean, it works.
I'm going to upcast so that it can target both of us.
Ben's like, fuck me. I already forgot about it.
No, it's such a good power. It's such a
It
good power.
is so good. That is a 7.
Nice.
So
Not quite
attacks
right.
against us will only get a -2.
Perfect. All right. There you go. That's you. The queen. Good. I'm gonna make.
Are you
them.
moving towards the alleyway with your
Yes,
movement?
and I am going to continue to just move my speed, which is 5.
Great. All right, your turn, Amy. I did the thing where that the queen did. Your turn, Amy.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I made it to the alleyway before initiative started, ? Or as initiative started?
Yeah, I would say as. Like when you go in,
So-
you see smoke coming up from the 2 doors.
Okay.
But you can't see anybody.
I don't see anybody.
No.
Cool. I think I mean Amy always has the umbrella with her. I think at this point she draws the sword.
Mm-hmm.
It's in an alley, around a corner, hopefully like we won't have any random passerbys that are like, what the fuck, that bitch got a sword, but it's also New York.
I mean, I think like people are
It's
more
New York.
concerned about the smoke coming out of it. Like something
Yeah.
seems to have come. Like there are people who are like definitely walking away from it. Like, you know, there's also like maybe there's a dumpster fire underneath ground or whatever. Like they don't know. They're just like very uncomfortable.
My favorite band. I do think Amy
How I
is
live my
going to
life.
It me.
Yeah.
I think Amy is going to approach. And are the doors closed or
No,
open?
they are askew. They are open now, as if they were like opened with force.
They've been blowed open.
Oh no! Yeah, I'm gonna go in. The sword first.
So you're
The
going to
doors went
move.
up
You're
not
going
that
to move.
far.
It's going to take you your whole move to get to that because it's back in the alley. You know, it's like not directly in the alley. It was certainly
Yeah,
separate.
it takes
So
time.
you're going to get there. Okay, so things that you see.
Things that I see.
It's very smoky. There are sounds of like there are sounds of like quickly moving feet, like running, and some yelling in a language that you don't understand, and some like raspy hissing. Like you can't see anything out of the smoke. And then lunging out of the smoke is a creature at you.
A creature.
It's hard to tell. It's moving very quickly. But its flesh is, it's like the white of like uncooked haddock. Like just like white fish. It's like very pale and desiccated, but also somehow like it's like pale and desiccated, but like covered in like slime. Like it's definitely wet. Its face, it's a human face, but it's like the jaw is slack, the eyes are you can't actually see the it's like the pupils are like rolled into its back of its head, or like maybe one pupil is rolled in the back of the head and the other one's like looking down at its nose. But it is like festooned with steampunk a la wires and like contraptions and whatnot. And its hands are tipped in metal claws that have been like bolted into its fingers. And one of them, and it's lunging at you.
Some fucking Ripper's ass Frankenstein-y shit.
Yep, it is attacking you. What is your parry?
My parry is a 7, and it has a -2 to its attack because of the deflect.
Son of a bitch! It's son of a bitching effect. No, I love it. What is this thing's fighting? All right.
Web. Please.
I'm gonna spend it. I think I'm gonna spend a Benny just to see what happens.
Yes.
Oh, that didn't.
Did it
work.
get worse?
Yeah, I rolled a 2, and then I rolled a 1. So it is like stumbling up upstairs, and it like just does it like it's like it's more like scrambly than anything else, and it just like takes a wild swing, and I think it's just that terrible sound of metal on cement as it just like scrapes at your feet, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't hit you.
Yay! What a treat for me.
And now it's time to redraw because that was its thing. But there's certainly sounds of other things going on. All right, Amy. Jack.
Nice.
Strephon.
Yeah.
Good for Jackie.
Joker!
Hey!
Bennies!
Pennies for everyone. Let's put all this back in here. Well, first I'll wait.
Paxton, because it was your Joker, should I have Pavi and Roja, Athena and Zadal, or Whittle Baby Tuca?
Oh gosh, it's got to be Tuca.
It's gotta be Will Baby Tuca.
Okay.
Got to be Will Baby Tuca.
One of the things that you don't know is a 9, and then another one is a 10. All right. Paxton, let me reshuffle the rest of it. Paxton, what are you doing? Like, when in the order would you like to go with your Joker?
Ooh.
Do you want to go first, or do you want to wait and see? Because you can interrupt a turn with the Joker initiative.
Yeah. You're also like hustling. You're not even at the whatever movement you put in will put you at the head of the the mouth of the alley, not the fucking hell.
Okay.
The face of the alley. The head of the alley. You're gonna be at the end, the alley's elbow. I don't know what that does for you, but
how do you feel about Allie's weenus?
Yeah, Allie's weenus. Sorry, Allie.
Sorry, Allie. Thank you for coming on and playing with us.
Gosh. You can't run twice in this system. Even if you multi-action.
No.
Nope.
But you haven't even run once, so
I have not even run once. Running is so bad. I'm so bad at running.
You are.
You're also bad at the walking thing.
Yeah, but I'm worse at running.
That's true.
Let's see. Do I have anything else that's like really good? Okay. I think I'm just going to. I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
See if there's anything else I can do.
Okay. Amy, you have a thing in front of you.
Oh, I'm gonna stab it.
Okay, go ahead and stab it.
Gonna go stab at it with my sword.
Sure.
My very good sword with a really cool name. What the fuck is my fighting goal?
That's a good one.
Yeah,
too.
it has a name. It's a good one too. Oh no. D8. I'll use a red one. It'll be spicy. 11 to hit.
You hit. With
No raise?
It's with a raise. Yeah. Definitely.
With a raise. Cool.
Definitely a raise.
I never assume.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm calling out this boy. Sorry. It was a 12 to hit, but additional raises don't fucking matter.
No, still not quite.
Oh, no, when you go to hit, you can only get
one raise.
A 1 additional d6 on a raise. Yeah. So even if I got 2 raises, it genuinely doesn't matter.
You do not have generally, yes.
I'm going to spend a Benny to reroll this damage because I'm not happy with it.
Fair enough.
Damage is not a trait roll. That's worse. I'm going to spend another Benny.
Oh, no.
That's both of
I'm that bitch today. Let's go. 1 Benny left.
Let's do it.
I feel like your numbers are just going down as opposed to up.
I think they're actually staying about the same. I think the first one I got was a 7. This one I got was a 7. And then I can't remember what the second one was. It was like a 1, 2, and a 3. So 7 damage?
No.
Off of 3 fucking dice?
No, you did terribly.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I think you just sort of. I think you just hit one of its like metal plates that has like been screwed into its shoulder, but it bounces off and you don't feel anything, and it doesn't seem to slow down. In fact, it attacks you now.
No. Okay.
but instead of clawing at you, it opens its mouth, and you see that someone has put, I don't know, this like blue glowing nozzle in its mouth.
Uh-huh.
And it fires a like weird beam of ectoplasmic energy with a 6. So it hits you, but it doesn't. Oh no.
Ranged in melee still acts on parry.
Oh no. All right. Well,
So it does not hit.
It does not hit you. Damn it.
You can parry its face.
Damn it. But
parry its mouth nozzle away from yourself.
No, don't. Yeah. No.
How does it? Mouth nozzle is my favorite band. And what happens? What happens? How does that? How do you like? What does that look like?
I think, especially because we're going in sequence, there's a lot of like continued motion. So like the creature jumps out of the smoke and attacks at Amy. Amy like dodges to the side as it hits the concrete instead. In that movement, she takes that movement and tries to slash at the creature. And instead of hitting flesh, it hits some component that had been welded into its skin. And then it turns and goes to fire its laser, and Amy continues both the motion of her body and her sword, like kind of pushing its face away from where her body is.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just the fluid continued motion of like hit and miss and redirect coming from both sides.
Yeah. And you see 2 more. You can see through the smoke, though, Amy, that there have been 2 more odd blasts of the same bluish ectoplasmic through the smoke underneath the ground.
There's more of them,
and you hear the yell of a woman, and then like a grunting of something. But you really you're like, the smoke hasn't cleared quite yet, and you're still all up in this business here. Okay. Yes. And Paxton, it's your turn again.
Indeed. I just had a very fun thought. What if we just didn't do combat?
Yeah, I love it.
Like what if I spent a Benny and said that actually I saw that this was going to happen?
Oh, God.
And
you had Amy run fast.
Yeah. What if it said I spend a Benny and say I saw this was going to happen, and like right before they turn into the alley to get into the right, like as we're chasing them, I saw this and I said, Amy, you need to catch up to them and warn them that there is danger in the cellar that they're heading toward.
I love that, and it's certainly within your capacity of your power to do that.
Finn's like, fucking rude. Also,
No,
I spent 2 bennies for you to say lol nope.
I love it.
I'm just doing. Hey, I spent a lot of PowerPoints on that too.
You're totally good. I think that's great. I'm just salty because I failed and then it didn't matter.
I know. All right, so you do it. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, and there's this like. Speaking of Nicolas Cage movies, have you ever seen that one really bad one with him and Jessica Biel where he can tell the future?
No.
Oh my God, it's so bad. It's terrible.
Next.
Next. Yes. Yeah, it's next. It's not good. But but there is this like ability, like every time he sees the future, we then like zoom into his zoom out of his eyeball.
We're Ratatouille.
Yeah, we zoom out of his eye. Is it Jessica Biel's? Is that her? Yeah, it's Jessica
It
Biel.
is Biel. Yeah, it's
Oh
just
yeah.
Jessica Biel.
Oh my
Biel.
god, and Julianne
Yeah, I
Moore.
typed Nick Cage Jessica Biel movie, and that's what came up.
Yeah, so every time he sees the future, he like zooms out of his eye, and then he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll change my personality, or change the thing." And that's what happens. We zoom out of Strephon's eye.
What if it's also like a reflection of a reflection? Because at the
Yes.
time
Ooh,
he was
yeah.
looking through the
Yes.
mirrors, so it's like he saw that in an additional like pane somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's you saw it, and you come out, and it's like so discombobulating. It's like takes a moment. You stumble for a minute, right? You have to catch your breath. Amy, you've noticed, and you're sort of alarmed, like what has happened?
Well, you good? You okay?
Bad stuff's gonna happen. You got to go warn them not to go into that cellar.
All right. I'm just gonna leave Strephon and run.
Yeah, so you just sprint after them. You round the corner just to see, as you see, they're like the billowy blankets. Nope, the billowy outfit.
Robes.
Like robes.
What are clothes if not wearable blankets?
The wearable blankets. Fucking me. Fucking hell. Yes. They're body drapes. Like, oh god.
Body drapes.
No, like body.
Oh, it's my favorite band.
My body drapes are blowing in the wind today.
Somebody in chat, draw me a picture of two slender men wearing
snuggies.
Yeah. These are motherfucking slankets, bitches. Like, what? They got arms and everything. God damn it. Yeah, so you come rounding the corner. These two and are you in, like, I assume a dead sprint, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I was told to run, so I'm gonna run.
And these two the two
Amy trusts Strephon's visions.
The two beings, you come around and these two beings like turn, and they instantly are taking up a guard position in front of Dr. Summers. You are just breathing. You have like a few minutes. You have like a beat to give a persuasion roll.
God damn, this is going to be hard for me.
There is no intimidation here that's going to work.
No, it has to be persuasion.
Yeah.
Here is.
And depending on what you say, there will be a plus or a minus. I'm just letting you know.
God. Oh god, I've been trying to think about what Amy would say. I think because like she's fit, but you do a mad dash and then you talk, you're gonna be like at least a little bit, right?
Especially in fucking boots. Since you said I've worn these heavy ass boots.
Shit kicking boots, please, please. I'll be Rock Lee. I'll take the boots off and be twice as fast one day.
Love it. Your boots just hit the ground with an explosion. Baboosh!
She looks over to Strephon. Can I take them off?
Yeah. Boosh.
Strephon just thumbs up. Okay.
Such a good moment.
God, I love Rock Lee so much. Rock Lee was like, man, I can't do any of that chakra shit. I'll just whoop ass.
I'll just be the fuck. I'll
just be the best.
Rock Lee is very much. I don't know if you read Mashal, which is another shonen that's going on right now. It's very much a Harry Potter riff, but it is in a world of everyone knows magic, only this guy Mash Burnhead doesn't know magic.
I love that kind of situation where like everybody's special but me.
and so he's just gotten so ripped that everyone
that's
thinks
shonen.
everyone thinks he can know magic, except so he's always yelling things. He's always like yelling things like pec magic, tricep magic, and
I cast my favorite spell, punch.
Yeah, and he's also a total himbo
Oh bless.
and he's like every time he gets zapped, he's like, oh, and he like knows how to make cream puffs, so like he just like gets zapped and he's like, oh, you ruined my cream puff, and
oh, is it just Kronk? Is he just Kronk, but with cream puffs instead of spinach puffs?
And and he's so good, and like there is a Ron analogy who's his like best friend who casts like fire explosion magic and is always like flipping people off and telling them there's like Hermione and like there's
I love this vibe. Please just put the name of it in
it's called
somewhere.
It's called Mashal, but he at one point he takes off his wristbands that he's been wearing the whole time, and they hit the ground and just fucking explodes. And it is like when it ends, I don't know if I have to keep my Shonen Weekly subscription because
you'll have been utterly satisfied, right?
I literally live my life for that fucking for it to come out because it's so good.
Nothing else matters.
I don't usually buy collections, but I may buy the collections of this because it's so. I just love every minute of it.
That's beautiful.
Magic and muscles.
Magic and muscles. That's right.
Oh
and
it's God.
It's so fucking beautiful. Someone tried to kill him recently with a sword, and he stopped it with his eyelids. Like they tried to blind him, and he clamped his eyelids on the fucking blade before it took his eyes out. And the strength of his eyelids wouldn't let the guy push the blade even further. It's so good. Anyway, it's bananas. Anyway, what are you going to say?
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You were doing something important.
I don't know. This was pretty important, you know?
No, you're right.
Okay, I think through the light huff puff of somebody who just sprinted around a corner. You can't go in there. There's gonna be an explosion and these weird Frankenstein-y creatures. I wouldn't know that. What exactly did Strephon say again? Like
I think he just said like explosion and monsters.
Okay, going in there's a bad idea. There's going to be an explosion and some monsters. I think is pretty much like all she says. And here's an important question for you, Ben. Would you describe any of these three that I'm trying to persuade as a person in a position of authority?
Sure.
No, that means I'm rolling at a -4.
Yes.
Oh.
Because I'd imagine these tall boys are pretty aware of what might land me and label me as an outsider, right?
They don't know you yet, but yes, they would certainly not. Like, they certainly are on a mission.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be stopped from this mission.
Yeah.
But
so I'm
but
rolling...
does that make your outsider hindrance happen?
I think the thought process with the outsider hindrance is that like even if people don't explicitly know, there's still like an air about.
Yeah.
I think that's how Ben and I talked through it.
Yeah, especially these creatures.
Especially these two.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling my wild die a d4 out of -4.
Fucking love it.
That's what's happening right now. Okay. I did it, guys. I got a 4 at least twice.
Did it?
That's 4 plus 4 plus 3 minus 4 is a 7.
Oh my gosh. I
1
love
plus
it.
1 plus 2 plus 1.
1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
So I will say that with that,
Holy shit.
you see these two. You see their arms come out from under, like they raise their arms, and they both change their their guarding position, and these like long sort of, those stick bugs, like the stick bugs that kind of look like sticks, like that's what their arms sort of look like. They're bark-ish, but they have like two. It's sort of like E.T.'s hands. It's like 2 fingers and a thumb, and they reach out and
their joints are extra knobbly.
Yeah, so knobbly. Like they probably hold a wine glass with 1 finger like wound all the way around it. Ooh.
Oh, I hate that.
But that lets you know how knobbly they are. Like,
knobs are present.
Yeah, you remember those? Things to like let you hold your camera or your phone, and they could just like wrap around things.
Yes, where it's like a bunch of ball joints, basically.
Yes, that's what their fingers look like. 3, they're just like 3. Like one is obviously the thumb, but they have like
all knuckles.
But they're all knuckles. Yeah.
Oops, all knuckles.
Oops, all knuckles. Yep.
You know the way.
More and more cursed. Every word that's happening.
But they seem very. I will say this: that luckily for you, with your words, it does mean that they are in a good place, and you are in a good place when these 3 creatures drop. When the 3 zombie-like creatures who apparently had been following Dr. Summers and the two beings. I gotta stop saying fucking creatures and beings because that's all you're fighting. When these like techno zombies who had been following Dr. Summers and her entourage on the rooftops dropped down from the fire escapes. And they do not get the drop on you. And we're going to stop there because it's 1:00. Fight next time. But if it makes you feel better, by doing that, you actually kept the 2 creatures from being dead.
That's good.
Because what had happened, they had definitely both been killed.
I was going to say, I imagine they probably protected Dr. Summers.
Yes. And they had both been killed. So just a little peek about what could have been. By rewinding time, they are both alive, and they're going to be able to do some real stuff.
Yes,
shit.
That was a very, very good use of that power, Paxton.
I was just thinking about the whole situation, and
Paxton was like, "Oh no, maybe not."
Let's fix this a bit.
So you didn't get out of the fight, but you certainly made it much more winnable, in my opinion, because Amy, you would have been. You don't quite know how fucked up you could have been, but that'll be for next time. I'm
very sure that it was a bad time, and it could have gone very poorly.
Yeah, they weren't hitting you, but that yet.
I was scared for when they would.
Yeah. So anyway,
genuinely.
But that was a
and
very
then also
well done.
the low visibility of the smoke, it was a bad situation.
Yeah, you all are in a much better place.
Thank you, Paxton.
I mean, you're still getting ready to get into a fight in midday on in the afternoon. I mean, it's still the evening and you're in an alley, but it's still New York City. Anyway, thank you everyone for playing. Why don't we tell where we are and how we can find us, and we'll rewind and we'll go from there and blah blah blah.
I went last, so I'll go first. My name is Jackie. I am found on Twitter at GoodShipSarcasm. You could recognize me by the Strawberry profile pic. I'm not on there super often. You actually will most likely find me in any number of actual play podcast discords, including but not limited to Tabletop Squadron, Orpheus Protocol, A Night of Shreds and Patches, Sounds Like Crows, and my personal favorite, RPG for You and Me. Free plug.
Free plug.
Yeah.
That's very good.
It
It's
is.
so good.
It's very good. If that's all of yours. Hi, I'm Paxton. You can find me on Twitter at sentimental_boy. You can also find my blog at indefinitegrowths.com. I sometimes show up in the Applied Materials podcast and in the YouTube channel Roll for That.
Nice. And
Yes.
go ahead. And I continue to be Ben
Nope,
Hatton.
that's it.
And still unchanged. You know, I had a birthday this week, and I'm still Ben Hatton.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Still just me. Another year older, just Ben Hatton. With that said, thanks everyone for playing. You can find me on the Discord for this channel and other Discords. The Tumblr has been made, but still doesn't have anything in it yet, but it is coming. I'm trying to make sure that I have a backlog of posts before I start putting everything up. And then it'll be awesome. And yeah, thanks everyone for playing. We'll see you soon. Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.